our last match. This is the finals. For some reason today, there were a flurry of concessions. Everyone wanted the right to scoop. There was one quarterfinal match where both players wanted to scoop. That was Kevin Lou's. That's why he was here, and he was waiting to concede. So that makes this the finals. So here we go. Both these players have locked up their cash, and they're playing only for the free entry next week at the 10K. So to everyone here, thanks so much for joining us for as long or as short a time as you've been here. Really appreciate it. Dan Campbell is on the draw here. Ryan Robinson on the play. Burn versus Spirits. Kevin Lou has left the building, so you only have myself. Problem with Eidolon in this matchup. So this is the point in the day, everybody, where I do have to be very quiet, and I apologize for that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my mic up and be as quiet as I need to be. I can't ruin tournament integrity because I want to emote. Yeah, I'd like to, don't get me wrong, but I really shouldn't do that. So please tell me in chat, can you hear me okay? Is this loud enough? Thank you, Xbox. So here we go. Dan Campbell. Was I wrong about who was on the play? Maybe I was just wrong about who was on the play. I suppose I was. They were the third and the fourth seeds, so when I was talking, I must have just mixed them up on my sheet. And honestly, this is probably a little better for Ryan that he's on the draw, since he mulled the 6. And he's a Grim Lavamancer anyway, his best card in the matchup. So this is not bad for him. Dan Campbell going to need to present a threat every turn to outrace this Grim Lavamancer. Looks like he's going to start with Supreme Phantom. And Noble Hierarch. So, provided Ryan has a Lightning Bolt, it appears he doesn't. If he had a Lightning Bolt, he could take out the Phantom and the Hierarch. Searing Blaze, though. That one is pretty damn good. Dan drops to 16. Lavamancer attacks for 1. That is a cheeky attack right there. Life totals 15 apiece here. We see a suspend and a suspend. Ryan does not kill that Selfless Spirit right now, preferring instead to wait till the Exalted triggers around the stack. The risk here, of course, is that Dan has a Collected Company, firing it off in response, finding something like a Drogskull Captain. Dan attacks with Noble Hierarch. Should tell Ryan he does not have that. Ryan drops to 11, and at the end of turn, shoots the Selfless Spirit. Here we go with the Rift Bolts. They both go to Dan. Dan drops to 9. Lava Spike. Dan drops to 6. 2 mana, Eidolon of the Great Rebel. And with 4 points of damage represented by Grim Lavamancer over the next 2 turns, Dan is not in a good spot here. He needs to draw a Path to Exile. He needs to draw a Geist or a Drogskull. No, he needs to draw Collected Company. And he needs to have Ryan Robinson brick out for the rest of the game. And Dan packs it in. Grim Lavamancer on the draw can be very tough to deal with. Yeah, Dan killing it. It's true. This first top 8 in a few months. He was on a cold streak for a while until this one. His insistence on playing slightly goofy decks is sometimes comes back to bite him. He mentioned to me today that he almost played like a Kiki Chord deck with main deck Fiery Justice and just extreme goofiness. I think right now he's probably pretty happy he didn't. It does seem like he always wants to play Collected Company in any format he plays. I mean, in any tournament he plays in, I should say. Always playing CoCo. Always, always, always. So Ryan, we see here, burns Secret Weapon. Siding in a pair of Ensnaring Bridge. Definitely can be a key card here. Now, Dan Campbell should know that the burn player has access to a card like this. It's certainly a card that is almost standard at this point in burn decks. Now, 2 versus 3, that's the real question. I've even seen 1 a few times, but it's almost always 2 or 3. As far as ways to counter that, Dan Campbell will probably have Thalia in his deck post-board. He would have that anyway. He has 2 in the board. Blocks all the creatures, and also is just a speed bump. Lava Spike at 2 mana is a hell of a lot worse than Lava Spike at 1 mana. He might feel the need to bring in Unified Will. I know he'd rather not bring in Unified Will, but he might have to, just because of the threat of Ensnaring Bridge. Of course, Ryan Robinson has Searing Blood and Path to Exile if he wants it. I don't think he does in this matchup. So Ryan immediately to 6 cards again. Those of you who are new to the chat, thank you. I see a few new names here coming in right at the end. This is the finals. And if you aren't, please throw us a follow. It'll tell you when we're online. For example, it's going to tick on at about 9:45 next Saturday when we're at the DCU Center in Worcester for our 10K. That's going to be a sweet one. Myself and Adam Snook, he's streaming live from Worcester, Mass. We're going to cover all rounds of Swiss as well as the top 8 all in one day. That's going to be a sweet tournament to cover. We're going to give away $3,000 to the winner. Harbor, Noble. So again, Dan Campbell has turn 1 Noble Hierarch. Let's see if Ryan can Lavamancer again. No. So path revealed. Ryan Robinson, if he does draw a Grim Lavamancer, will certainly try and get the path out of there first. So Thalia for Dan Campbell. And Lightning Bolt for Ryan Robinson. Nice draw. Nice draw. He can now clear out that Thalia if he wants. He had no way to do that otherwise. Basic Mountain from Ryan. Only needs to take 1 here. Certainly doesn't need to take any more. And this Hierarch is not long for this, or excuse me, this Thalia is not long for the world. Dan gets a land before he paths. So life totals remain 16 to 19. And now this is a great situation for Dan. Ryan has no threats on the board. His Spell Quellers, which cost more mana than any card in Ryan Robinson's deck. His Collected Companies, same thing, Drog Skulls. These are all now semi-online. The beauty of the burn decks, all the spells cost almost nothing. But now that Dan has access to 4 mana, as well as a clear board and a healthy 16 life, he can play a slow game. He can waste Ryan Robinson's mana by just saying go. And he does. Now, if you're Ryan, how the hell do you play this? He says, Swift Spear, go. Oh, no, excuse me. He says Swift Spear, Lightning Helix you. Spell, Queller. So now Dan gets to untap with tempo. Exactly where he wants to be. If he can land a Lord, right? He has some haymakers available right now. He can go Drogskull Image. He can also just go attack for 3, say go. That's a beautiful line too. Two mana, Lightning Helix. This plays in to just about Dan's whole deck, but what else can Ryan do? Four mana, Collected Company. So this can hit any number of things. This can hit like any number of 12 cards here, or maybe even more. Yeah, he hits 2. Drogskull, Supreme. Basically, game over. So the Lightning Helix is countered. No 3 life gained. And yeah, Lava Spike's great and all. Down at 11, but this Monastery just going to get blocked by Noble Hierarch. And for our deciding game 3, Ryan is going to need to get off the board fast. Dan maybe hasn't quite won this turn, but there's no series of cards that Ryan Robinson can draw to get him out of this. And we're going to go to game 3. One of these players going to pick up their first match loss of the tournament. Metamorphose. Not going to do it. And look, guys, I've already updated the life totals. I've already updated the game count. You can't win, Ryan. Scoop them up. So game 3. These players probably not going to be making too many changes here. And guys who are listening, I must point out that not a single person has followed us since I ask y'all to. I hate to be a nag, but it's pretty easy. You just hit the little heart. It doesn't cost you anything. Gets us closer to a good status with Twitch. So just go ahead and do it, please, if you would. If you would guy. So this will be the last game of the tournament. The winner, free entry into next week's Titanium Plus event, excuse me. That's a $10,000 tournament. First place getting $3,000 in that event. That's right, $3,000. All you got to do to earn that is show up Saturday at the DCU Center in Worcester and defeat all comers. Not too hard to do. You know, there are some days when you just can't be beat. Let's see, can Ryan Robinson keep a 7-card hand for the first time in this finals match? And thank you, whoever pressed that little heart, that follow button. Thank you. Appreciate you. I love you, whoever you are. And Ryan on the play for game 3. Has a great start. He's got Grimlotmancer. Also has Arid Mesa into Sacred Foundry, which almost certainly means that his hand is full of gas. Right? Because if his hand was full of lands, he wouldn't need to immediately fetch Sacred Foundry. He'd get Mountain first. Deduction. Dan also starts with some damage to himself. Certainly representing a path to exile. Goblin Guide reveals Selfless Spirit, and let's see what Dan fires off the path at. The Grim or the Guide. Whatever he does, Ryan's not going to be too upset because he did not hit a second land here. Dan going to drop to 16. 2 mana. Should be a Supreme Phantom. No, it's a Selfless Spirit. Land drawn from Ryan, according to plan. So here we go. Ryan Robinson, Goblin Guide attacks. Noble Hierarch. Goblin Guide, just a 1-mana 2/2 haste. No downside this game. Selfless Spirit trades, and Ryan doesn't hate that. There are now 4 people left in this room. Judge Sam, Ryan, and Dan. Myself. I just got yelled at because I'm too loud. So now I whisper. Mausoleum Wanderer. Lightning Helix. Targets Dan. Jamoka's command. So again, this is right where Dan wants to be. Healthy life total. CoCo in hand. Remember, Ryan's does still have 2 Ensnaring Bridge in his deck. But CoCo for Dan. If I were the type to use an advantage bar, it'd certainly be towards Dan. Wow. Never mind. So Unified Will counters Boros Charm. Spell Queller counters Riftbolt. In for 6 goes Dan Campbell. blocked by Phantasm. And Eidolon comes down. Turns out my noise-canceling headphones trick me into talking too loudly. And there's the handshake. Ryan Robinson fights the good fight, but does fall to Dan Campbell, who wins the match, wins the tournament, wins the free entry into the Titanium Plus next weekend. Congratulations, Dan. After many top 8s here at Titanium, he finally wins one. About time, Dan. Nicely done. There he is. There's the man. There's the Dan. Dan not even smiling. There he goes. There's the smile.
Nerves must be getting to him.
The pressure must be getting to him, yes. Congratulations, Dan. Mayat Hotep, thank you for joining us this late in the tournament. If you're a Dan fan, you'll follow us. Hit that little heart. Give us a follow. Thank you. You can see when we're live. We'll be going live next week for our 10K. I'll be there. Hopefully you'll be there. Mike Plummer, I know, will be there.
I said maybe.
You said maybe. Maybe's yes.
I mean, it's better. It's definitely better if you got to go there.
You'll be
If
there.
you have a teammate or someone going with you.
So I'll get Dan over here in just a couple minutes for a firm handshake, a winner's playmat, and a few words about his Bant Spirits deck and why he only plays goofy decks. Not sure the why of that one, but we'll get to the bottom of it for you. If you have any questions you want me to ask Dan, please put them in chat, and I will. I will. John, watching from home. How's it going, John? Nice to see you. We'll have to get you out to one of these days. We'll have drafts on command next Saturday if you want to come join us.
Congratulations, Dan, on your free hand.
Surely someone has an embarrassing question for Dan. Someone knows an event from his past we can pry into. We can get to the bottom of it right here.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to get to a friendly until one gets close.
So you can be loud now. Tournament's over.
Woo! Yeah. Jesus. We get to touch, baby.
We can definitely turn the school we work at, John, into a school for teaching limited magic. What do you think? Oh, I was muted. We're waiting for Dan here. He's just making a few phone calls, setting up some high-powered business deals, calling his mom, telling her he won. Going to get him over here to ask a few questions in a sec.
So I think if absolutely required, that would desperately want.
Okay. Welcome, Dan. Welcome.
It's good to finally be here.
I was going to say, you've top aided quite a few of these.
Yeah.
Haven't won yet.
No.
Till today.
The camera's normally like my downfall, but
Yes. I've known, like, every time we put you on camera, it's either like you mull the 5,
yeah.
terrible matchup, or like they rip it off the top.
Yeah. But it happens.
Not today, though.
No, not today. We
Not
got
today.
there.
Very nice. Very nice. Lesson of the day, never split.
Yeah, definitely. Right?
So I have a nice play mat for you. I'm
Oh,
sure you'll
thank you.
use it at every tournament. It's beautiful. I mean, look at the artwork on it.
I know,
It's
right?
gorgeous. Certainly better
mean,
than
I'll
Dark
use it.
Confidant. Or
I forgot my playmat today, actually. Sam, the judge, was kind enough to lend me his, so I think it was a bit of good luck. My playmats all hate me, so
So you are a playmat guy.
yes.
It's a sharp divide in the Magic community. A playmat guy or not a playmat guy?
No, I'm a playmat guy.
What's your playmat right now?
So currently, I have a couple. My go-to is like an SEG Invitational Qualifier one for top 8ing or something. It's like this angel spewing fire on a horde of zombies. It looks nice,
Okay.
but we'll use this one for a while.
All right, Dan. I like it. So I asked chat to come up with some good questions for you.
Okay.
So I haven't opened chat in a while. I'm really hoping there's some embarrassing stuff.
All
Are
right.
you ready?
I know my phone was vibrating the entire time, and I
Yeah.
just assumed it was people. So
Let's see. 0 questions. Wow.
wow, rip.
Wow. Well, you do have some Dan fans in the chat.
Oh, Danielson.
Do you know this fool?
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I do know it's Matt Mangano.
Okay, so right now, you can't. You can say anything you want about him, and he cannot respond. Let loose.
I would like. Oh, there we go. How is it pronounced? So there's a running joke where there's an online username Wood Guy,
Okay.
and some people don't believe it's pronounced Wood Guy because it's spelled Woodgie.
Okay.
But I'd like to just settle the issue on stream that it is pronounced Wood Guy for these
It's Wood Guy.
individuals. Yeah.
Okay,
These
these-
31 people are
these-
the chosen to know.
Hey, 31 people could be doing anything right now.
Yeah.
They're watching you.
They were.
So let's think about it that way.
That is true.
They could be watching Game of Thrones. They could be outside.
Well,
You could
not
be
today.
taking a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it still raining out
Yeah,
there?
it was pretty gross.
That's not
But-
good.
Yeah, no, Bant Spirits. I'm glad that there's a Bant deck that is finally viable because I have been jamming that for years now, and it's
Yeah.
just, we got there.
Whenever I
Supreme
pick
Bant.
you for a feature, I just 100% know you will have collected company in
Yes,
your deck.
somewhere in the 75, there's a company or a Chord or an Eldritch Evolution.
Right.
or
They're pretty
something.
similar.
Yeah.
You almost brought like Fiery Justice Kiki Jiki, right?
Yes. So I played it last night to like a 2-2 finish and was like, all right, Spirits is definitely better.
Yeah. Spirits is proven for sure. So the Kiki Jiki deck, like, what does it need to be like top tier?
So it just needs the format to be a little slower, like
Ah.
because the deck is like Restoration Angel, Kiki Jiki, and then just like instead of the toolkit of sideboard hate cards, they're all main deck.
Okay.
And then there's more hate cards in the sideboard.
Okay.
So like because you can't keep up if you're playing like Voice of Resurgence and like Fair and Honest. So
Yeah.
like you instead play Magus of the Moon, Eidolon of Rhetoric, main deck like Shalai to get
Okay.
yourself hexproof, and you're just we're turtling up real hard until we can like outgrind you with Eternal Witness, Restoration Angel, and
That's
Kiki
awesome.
Jiki.
But just like I imagine if you don't have like a 1-drop, the deck is like pretty bad, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, you play the birds and the hierarchs, so you generally are consistent there. But yeah, you want to be able to go 1, 3, 5,
Yeah.
as much as you can.
I remember watching Jerry play a I think it was a Sahili Rai Felidar Guardian deck.
Yeah.
Like it looked very similar. Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't have the 1-drop, it's the deck's just, like not that good.
Yeah.
If you could change anything about Modern, what would you change?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's a question I like to ask people because everyone has that same response.
So my boss at work always says he wants to see Ancient Stirrings go away.
Okay.
But I don't think it's like that important. Like it's an annoying card, sure, but like I don't know, it's not nearly as oppressive as some other decks. Right now, it's tough because Spirits is like I feel like one of the top 3 decks, so I don't want to change anything. But normally, I like to err on the side of like Storm is a dumb mechanic and should never be played. So I would.
Right.
I would strike Grape Shot and just kill the deck once and for all.
no,
because-
my Cheerios.
No, they. All right, so all right. Maybe we cut. No, because that's the problem is every time Wizards tries to tone it down, they like ban some incidental card and like it's bad for like a year, and then
Right.
they print like Baral and suddenly it's
Right.
tier 1 again. And No, just get rid of Storm. Cheerios can go exist in Legacy or something.
Can Ignite Memories stay?
Huh?
Can the card Ignite Memories be
Sure.
legal?
You know what? Wind Shard can also stay.
Yes. One like Raised Dads.
Yes.
Like that one's good, right? Yeah, it's tough because like modern. I mean, if one of the best decks is a flying creature like interactive disruption like Noble Hierarch deck, like that's got to be a decent format.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like Spirits is a very fair deck with a fast clock, and like we force you to play fair by having like our creatures be counterspells.
Yeah.
Like it's like almost Delver-esque, except not.
You get like lords on lords on lords on lords.
Yeah, like that company was disgusting. Like, Lord, give my dude hexproof your Lightning Helix fizzles.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
Right.
that match against Burn, like, it was so clear watching that match that he had like a 2-turn window. If he can pull ahead in 2 turns, you were just gonna win.
Yeah, I mean that's normally how the Burn matchups go. Like across all company decks, like if I hit 4 lands and resolve a collected company,
Right.
I know I've just like turned the corner and that they're going to lose.
More powerful than literally anything they can do.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But the Burn match was close. The Eldrazi one was unfortunately not very close. I have to say, like my most stressful matchup though was Amulet Titan getting popular is worrying because like, I mean, we just don't fight it very well. Like their most important spell is 0 mana, so Spell Queller is great, but like Mausoleum Wanderer is more or less useless, and
you can't kill their creatures. Really,
like,
I mean,
like we can't win in combat. Like I managed to pull out, like, I lost a game where I had 5 lords on the table, and he just, like, had a giant double striking titan, and I'm like, cool, I guess I still lose through combat.
block with 5 creatures, hope you order blockers.
Yeah,
on,
right? But, like, I managed to win because apparently he brought in Hornet Queen and Phantasmal Imaging it over and over again.
Oh, my God.
Like, I ended up having 8, like, I want to say 4 Hornet Queens over the course of 2 games to his 1 Hornet Queen.
And he didn't sign it out.
No, he left it in. Because, like, it's a great card as long as I don't have Phantasmal Image.
Yeah. Honestly, the one that breaks that matchup should be, like, Zakama. Like, you just probably can't beat Zakama, right?
Nah, like, if they stumble at all, you can win. But, like, if they get those hands where, like, they're unbeatable, they're unbeatable. So, maybe I should change my vote to ban Amulet of Vigor instead.
Amulet of Vigor.
Because, like, Storm, there are axes on which you can fight. Like that deck is just sometimes
it's hard.
It's too good. Like,
I mean, we saw a guy beat double Damping Sphere today on camera.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Damping Sphere is the best against them, but it's tough, man. With the Summoners package, you can get the main deck Rex Sage, the Obstinate Ballot, the Prime, the sideboard options. Really good.
And the Transmute on Teleria West to get like Engineered Explosives or your Pacts to get any other creature. Like it's just so easy for them to fix mediocre draws where they should get punished, and then like. Every game against him I played, I go Maz Wanderer or like Aether Vial Hierarch, and he's just transmute EE, reset the board, and I'm like, all right, well, here we go again.
You only have to play one. That's great, right?
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Congratulations. Any parting words? Any jabs you want to throw at your friends or anything?
I think I'm good. Just want to reiterate that it is pronounced Wood Guy, and thanks for having me. It's good to finally get there.
Congratulations,
right,
man.
Thanks.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, guys, until next time, I'm going to sign off too. Really not much more to say. I've said it a million times. Come to our 10K. It's next weekend. It's in Worcester. It's at the DCU Center. It starts at 10. We have a legacy side, standard side. We have everything. We have drafts on command, EDH on command. What more could you want? So come on down. If you have any questions about it, message us on Facebook at TJ Titanium Series. You can message me if you're friends with me on Facebook. Throw us a follow here, whatever. If you want to rewatch these videos, because I did such a good job, you can rewatch them on YouTube. I'll be uploading them in a day or 2. They'll be up there. And deck lists will be on mcgtop8.com. So other than that, come join us next Saturday. Thanks for watching today. Really appreciate it. So guys and girls, love y'all. Bye-bye.